Hello everyone. Welcome to UIAS. Let's discuss today's prelims topics. Question 163 years after the implementation of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act in 1960, the central government on 27 March 2023 laid down the procedures for dehorning cattle and castration, branding, or nose roping of any animal. Consider the following statements about this. 1. The procedures were earlier already defined under sections 11 and subsection 3 of the Act. 2. Now, all procedures are to be carried out with the involvement of a registered veterinary practitioner, along with the mandatory use of general and local anesthetics. 3. The rules prescribe a methodology for euthanasia for ill animals to avoid a painful death. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is D. The procedures were earlier undefined under sections 11 and subsection 3 of the Act, which made it difficult to prevent cruelty against animals. Section 11 defined the acts that amount to treating animals with cruelty. But subsection 3 allowed exceptions for animal husbandry procedures, which involve dehorning cattle and castration, branding, and nose roping of animals in a prescribed manner. Section 3(c) of the law also offered exceptions in the extermination or destruction of any animal under the authority of any law for the time being in force. Question 2. With reference to the PM Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises (PMFME) scheme, consider the following statements. 1. Implemented by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries (MoFPI). 2. For providing financial, technical, and business support for setting up upgradation of micro food processing enterprises in the country. 3. The scheme is operational for a period of 10 years, from 2020 to 2021 to 2030 to 1931, with an outlay of Rs. 10,000 crore. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is A. The scheme is operational for a period of 5 years, from 2020 to 2021 to 2024 to 1925, with an outlay of Rs. 10,000 crore. The PMFME scheme is designed to address the challenges faced by microenterprises. The scheme aims to enhance the competitiveness of new and existing individual microenterprises in the unorganized segment of the food processing industry and promote the formalization of the sector. Capacity building and training is a critical component of the scheme in technical upgradation and formalization of micro food processing enterprises. The focus areas for capacity building are entrepreneurship development, compliance with Food Safety and Standards Authority of India (FSSAI) standards, and general hygiene and other statutory compliances. Question 3. With reference to marine protected areas (MPA), consider the following statements. 1. MPA is a defined region managed for the long-term conservation of marine resources, ecosystem services, or cultural heritage. 2. The Southern Ocean has only 1 MPAs in the southern shelf of the South Orkney Islands. 3. An MPA was proposed in the Weddell Sea by the EU and Norway and in the waters surrounding the Antarctic Peninsula by Chile and Argentina. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 3 only. The answer is B. The Southern Ocean has 2 MPAs, one on the southern shelf of the South Orkney Islands and the other in the Ross Sea, and these fully protect only 5% of the ocean. All types of fishing, other than scientific research, are prohibited within the southern shelf of the South Orkney Islands MPA. Discharges and dumping from fishing vessels are also not allowed. In the Ross MPA, 72% of the waters are closed to commercial fishing. In 2021, India extended its support for designating East Antarctica and the Weddell Sea as MPA. But according to media reports, China and Russia blocked these efforts at the 41st annual meeting of the Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources, CCMLR. Question 4. Consider the following statements about the conservation of Antarctic marine living resources, CCMLR. 1. It is an intergovernmental body set up in 1982. The purpose is to conserve Antarctic marine life. 3. It has 157 members and 10 more countries have acceded to the convention. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is A. It has 27 members and 10 more countries have acceded to the convention. Question 5. Consider the following statements about Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC, 2016. 1. The law was necessitated due to the huge pileup of non-performing loans from banks and the delay in debt resolution. 2. IBC applies to companies and partnerships but not to individuals. 3. It provides for a time-bound process to resolve insolvency. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 only. The answer is B. IBC applies to companies, partnerships and individuals. When a default in repayment occurs, creditors gain control over the debtor's assets and must take decisions to resolve insolvency. Under IBC, debtor and creditor both can start recovery proceedings against each other. Companies have to complete the entire insolvency exercise within 180 days under IBC. The deadline may be extended if the creditors do not raise objections to the extension. For smaller companies including startups with an annual turnover of 1 crore rupees, the whole exercise of insolvency must be completed in 90 days and the deadline can be extended by 45 days. If debt resolution doesn't happen, the company goes for liquidation. Question 6. With reference to the Institution of Eminence, IOE, status, consider the following statements. 1. It is a recognition scheme for higher education institutes in India, set by the University Grants Commission in 2017. 2. According to the regulatory infrastructure of the Institute of Eminence scheme, 25 public and 25 private institutions are going to be recognized to emerge as world-class teaching and research institutions. 3 public institutions are granted up to 1,000 crores rupees. No funding is awarded to private institutions. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is B. According to the regulatory infrastructure of the Institute of Eminence scheme, 10 public and 10 private institutions are going to be recognized to emerge as world-class teaching and research institutions. Question 7. What is daylight saving time? 1. It is the practice of setting the clocks forward 1 hour from the standard time during the summer and back again in the autumn. 2. India does not follow daylight saving time as countries near the equator do not experience high variations in daytime hours between seasons. 3. The idea of aligning waking hours to daylight hours to conserve candles was first proposed in 1784 by U.S. polymath Benjamin Franklin. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is C. Question 8. The scheme for residential education for students in high schools in targeted areas, Shreshta, and support for marginalized individuals for livelihood and enterprise, SMILE, are being implemented by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Consider the following statements about these schemes. 1. Under Shrestha, financial assistance is provided to NGOs for running projects related to the education of students belonging to scheduled castes. 2. Shrestha was earlier known as Grant in Aid to Voluntary and other organizations working for scheduled castes. 3. SMILE does not specifically cover persons belonging to scheduled castes. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is C. Shrestha scheme broadly covers 3 types of projects, namely I. Residential schools, 2. Non-residential schools and 3. Hostels, both for primary and secondary students. The scheme has been revised W.E.F 2022-1923 as Scheme for Residential Education for Students in High Schools in Targeted Areas, Shrestha, and a new component under MODI has been added to the scheme, under which every year a specified number of meritorious SC students in the country are selected for quality residential education in top-class residential high schools through a nationwide entrance test conducted by National Testing Agency, NTA. Thank you, everyone. Do subscribe to this channel. Use code SPLIVE to join Unacademy.